Hi, I'm Ian, one of the founders of Queensberry, and I'm here to introduce our profit calculator. The calculator is designed to help you work out if your business plan is realistic. In other words, given what you expect to charge for your work, how much work you expect to do, and the cost you'll incur in the process, how much money you're likely to earn from your photography after paying the bills. So let's get straight into it. On the left-hand side of the screen are 7 steps where the calculator gathers the information that it needs to produce your results. That information includes what you want to earn from photography, how much you expect to be able to charge for the work that you do, and also the costs that are involved in it. And the results will appear on the right. So I'm going to do a very simple scenario for a part-time photographer, somebody with a job. And let's assume that this person wants to earn $20,000 a year and wants to spend a day a week, 8 hours, working on it. And they're only going to do these weddings, no other work. So I can delete those categories, which implies that 100% of that $20,000 is going to come from weddings. And I believe that I can do that doing 20 weddings a year, $1,000 each. Now this would look quite a lot more complicated if there was more than one category, but coming down to step 2 here, I'm going to say I expect to be able to charge $1,000, but I want to keep it a little bit below that, so I'm going to make it $990. But the market, I believe, earns $1,000. So we're charging slightly less. Step 3 says, how much do I expect to spend on promotion? Ideally nothing, but let's allow $100 a month for Facebook and Google and the like. I'm not going to employ anybody, so this amount here can be 0. Note this, by the way, this is selling staff. If you're employing somebody who's not involved in the actual business of photography, for example, a receptionist, they would go down here in overheads. But I'm a part-timer with a job, and I don't really see many overheads here that I need to consider, but I'm going to put in $100 a month for phone and internet, and I probably need to have Photoshop and Lightroom, so I'm going to allow a little bit of money for subscriptions. And it would be really nice if my business could top up the petrol in my car occasionally, so I'm going to allow a little bit of money there. Next, I've got capital expenditure to consider, so cameras, and I'm going to assume that my $5,000 worth of camera gear I'm going to replace every 4 years. So there's the annual amount that I need to consider, and I'm going to allow exactly the same amount for my computer gear. Now, all of those costs are the costs of being in business, if you like. If I did no work, I would still have to meet those costs, but the job costs I incur every time I do a job. Now, we suggested you look very closely at these because otherwise this information is not really very useful. But nevertheless, as a part-timer looking through this and having a very simple mode of operation, there's not really very much that I need to pay for. But I do need to pay for hosting since that's the way I'm going to deliver it. I'm a shoot and share photographer. And just in case, I'll allow $100 there for sundries. But there are 2 columns here, one for money and the other one for time. And clearly I'm going to have to invest some time. So I'm going to allow, in a fairly random way, half a day for pre-shoot sales and marketing. In other words, consulting with my customers and also with the people who don't end up booking. And since I'm shooting a wedding, I'll allow a day for the shoot and maybe another day for correcting the files and so on prior to uploading. So my job costs are $129 in cash and 16 hours. And that completes my gathering of all of the data here. On the right-hand side, I've got a summary of my costs at the top in each of those 7 steps. Here's my personal time commitment, 20 jobs, 16 hours per job, is equal to roughly a day a week, which is what I was after. And then down here, how much money I can expect to earn. And now that's got 3 scenarios. If I achieve the market value, which you recall was $1,000, if I achieve my own sales target, which I put close but slightly under, and what I need to achieve for my income goals. Once you've finished, you can save your figures and compare it with other scenarios that you've saved, which is a great way to be able to optimize your business plan. Thanks for listening.